In this episode of my Finishing a Basement series, I'll be adding an HVAC supply to this room. I'm Travis, and this is how I do things, and I'm about to show you how to finish a room in your basement. To get the best and most efficient heating and cooling in your basement, it's a good idea to add a second zone. Adding a new zone means adding new return and supply ductwork specifically for your basement. Then motorized dampers, a controller, and another thermostat are added to control the flow of air to the different levels of your home. I wasn't confident adding a second zone on my own, so I actually relied on a professional to do that. But now that I have my second zone, it's very easy to add a supply to this new room. There should be a damper on every supply, so you can tune the HVAC system to get even heat or AC to all your rooms. To install my new supply duct, I'm going to have to tap into this existing round ductwork right here. But before I can do that, I need to move the damper that's at the end of this to a point somewhere after my new T. You need to be able to access your dampers after the room is finished. But my ceiling is going to be exposed and painted black, so honestly the best place to put it would be right here in the middle of my room. I see a joint further down the line in this tube right here that looks like it'd be an ideal place to put my damper, so let's move that first. To move the damper, I just need to unscrew the duct at the joint, unscrew the wing nut, and remove the damper. The hole can be covered up with aluminum tape. Then to put the damper in the new location, I remove the aluminum tape, unscrew the joint, and pull it apart. Then I just drill a hole and install the damper. Now I can screw the joint back together and retape it with aluminum tape. Sealing all your joints just helps improve the overall efficiency of your HVAC system. Now that I got my damper moved, I can install my new supply duct, but first I need to see where it will fit. Seeing as how this is a basement, so it will only see heat and heat rises, it would be ideal to mount this duct low on this new wall. But the rest of my basement has them all in the ceiling and I have no issues with the heating, so I'm going to stick with that theme. It's also the easiest solution. Take a look at your setup and do what's best for you. As I suspected, the duct that I want to use doesn't quite fit in between my joists, but they didn't have one smaller than this, so what I'm going to do is try and modify this to see if I can get it to fit. I can modify the duct with sheet metal cutters while referencing the area the duct will go. Then I secure it with aluminum tape until it can be screwed in place. Fits like a glove. This is called a saddle tee. It's called that because it fits over the existing pipe and makes the install a little bit easier. Once I figured out where the duct will be, I put the saddle tee in the pipe where it will go and then mark out where I need to cut the hole. Seeing as how the hole needs to be cut on the top of the duct, I could either take out the screws and rotate the duct or just pull the whole duct down. In this case, it was easier to take the duct down and make the hole in the floor. To make a hole like this, I use a heavy-duty razor knife and a hammer. I give all the credit for this idea to Home Renovision. He has a lot of great tips like this. The hole doesn't need to be perfect. I make the hole a little bit smaller so I can cut small tabs that can bend in towards the T. Now that I have the hole made, I can screw the saddle to the tube. On a side note, this tube is very sharp and I highly recommend wearing gloves. I know I needed a 90 coming off this T, so I decided to do that now while it's easy to access. These adjustable fittings are really cool. They adjust anywhere between 0 and 90 degrees. To get a 90, you just need to line up all the short sections of the fitting. Then I screw the 90 to the T and tape up all the seams. By the way, I'm using number 8 self-tapping sheet metal screws for pretty much everything. Then I reinstall the round duct. Next, I take a measurement to see how long my new duct needs to be to put the supply where I want it. In this case, I got lucky and I can use the full length of tube, but if you do need to cut your tube, it's much easier to do it when it's flat before you form it into a round duct. Once you're ready to form it into a round duct, all you need to do is connect the seams and snap it together. When you run into a situation where you have two pipes that are the same diameter and one needs to go into the other one, you have two options. You could get a little coupler like this that has crimped ends on both sides. Or you can use a set of these crimping tools to make an end on the end of your pipe that looks just like this. I'll put a link to something like this down below. Before I install the supply hood on this duct, I'm going to install another damper so I can control it later once it's all installed. To do that, I just drill a hole in the tube, install the damper, and then thread on the wing nut. I'm going to start by leaving these ducts wide open. Open is when the handle is parallel to the tube, and closed is when the handle is perpendicular to the tube. Then I can install the duct with sheet metal screws and aluminum tape. Be sure to install the ductwork in a position that makes sense for the type of ceiling you're going to have. Once the duct is installed, I can finish up by making sure all of my seams are taped, and then I have any hangers installed that are needed to support the ductwork. Easy peasy. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit like and subscribe and the little notification bell. That way you won't miss my next video where I'll be framing up this room. In addition to that, check out one of these other awesome videos over here and then leave me a comment. See you guys.